Okay, so how do you learn drawing? How do you learn the skill which is drawing? I want to go through the aspect of learning itself because there is a very simplistic process to learning things. So here's how learning basically works, how to learn things in general. The process of learning is very simple. It pretty much involves for me 4 simple steps that I personally use, and it is the same thing which I've used to sort of learn drawing. So step number 1 is you need to decide what exactly you want to learn, which is you need to pick a goal. You need to pick something. You need to say, okay, I want to learn drawing. I want to learn cartooning. I want to learn illustrations. I want to learn realistic types of drawing people and things like that. So you just got to pick something. Pick one. Most likely the thing that you pick is very, very big. It's too big to learn. Drawing is a vast, it's like an ocean. Like where do you start, right? So once you've picked something, you just take that thing and dissect that into, say, small individual pieces. That's what you do next. That is the second step. So you have your big thing and you break it down into, say, small mini things. Now, out of those many things, you just pick one, not the entire thing, just one, and practice that. How do you practice something? Through repetition, and you need to do more of that thing. The more you do it, the better you get at it. Now, repetition alone won't solve things, right? If you draw something 100 times, doesn't mean you're going to get good at drawing that thing 100 times. Probably you might, but what really helps you improve, keyword improve, is feedback. Feedback is very, very important. I spent so many years running around in circles because I didn't understand this concept of feedback. This is where teachers help, mentors help. And you yourself can be your own mentor, right? You look at your drawing and you compare it with something that you want to strive towards and look for differences. Get some feedback for yourself, by yourself, and apply that into your practice. So that is how you learn things in general. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to draw people, right? You're like, man, I'm feeling kicky today, so I want to learn how to draw people. Okay, drawing people is a big thing, right? There's too many stuff. Like, trust me, there's way too many things. You got to learn how to draw the head. You got to learn how to draw the arms, the hands, the legs, the body, the torso, the anatomy. You need to learn how to draw people in different poses. You need to learn how to draw the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the ears. There's too many stuff. Big subject. Drawing people. Now, here's what you do. You pick something. You pick one of those things. Now, you've taken that thing, you've dissected that. Hands, body, poses, and things like that. So, you pick that thing, you've dissected that into individual stuff. Now, you're just going to pick one thing. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I want to learn how to draw heads. Just heads, human heads. I want to draw that thing. So I want to take that and practice it probably like 10 to 25 times. And I'm not going to draw the same head 10 to 25 times. I'm going to look at different references of heads and I'm going to draw that. And I'm going to look at those references, look at my drawing, and I'm going to go, okay, you know what? This eye looks crooked. It looks like, some weird pirate's eye, right? You got to ask yourself for feedback, right? 10 to 25 times. Perfecto. If most people do like 100 times, like me, 100, 200 times better, over time. Of course, I'm not going to do it like in a day or so. Like over time, it's like 6 months, a year, something like that. Deliberate, focused practice. Deliberate meaning you being very, very focused, you being intent. You're practicing things with intent. This is how you learn things in general. This is a process of learning things. Pick something, break it down into individual pieces, pick one from those individual pieces, practice that, get feedback, repeat the process, become Da Vinci tomorrow. That's how things work, right? Okay, so you want to probably draw like this. You're looking like, and that's the kind of people who are probably into this course. Also, people who sort of want to learn sort of realistic types of drawings as well, because the basics of drawing apply to those things. But if you want to sort of learn to draw something like this, right? I'm giving you another example. I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, what are the skills that I need to sort of, require to sort of learn to do things like this? One, I need to have a good understanding of shape language, meaning I need to understand, shapes and forms and how these things work. I need to be able to be good with line work, laying down beautiful lines. Line work is a skill. Inking is a skill you need to sort of practice and develop. And I need to sort of, be able to draw things in Perspective, draw forms, three-dimensional forms in perspective. That is another thing. I need to be able to sort of learn gesture, the flow, how things work, how these forms and shapes sort of go well with each other. Gesture and flow, perspective. I need to sort of, learn color theory, because, there are some bright colors in these illustration pieces, right? How does these colors work? I need to learn how to light things, light and shadow. How does light work? How does shadow work? And then I need to sort of learn the process of imaginative drawing, looking at things and creating based out of those things and taking those things, putting it in your head and sort of coming up with your own unique ideas, sort of basically cartooning, right? That's what cartooning is. You take some things from real life and things from your imagination and you simplify it, make it simple, you make it neat. All these things, you just decide and you sort of look at someone's work, look at your favorite artist's work and just dissect it. Ask yourself some questions. Okay, I need to learn this, and this. Then I'm going to pick one and I'm going to start learning that. So when it comes to the kind of drawings which I do, basically there are, say, a couple of key skills which I would recommend that you start practicing. So here are the skills. Number 1, storytelling. Learn to tell stories. 2, shapes and forms. You got to know your shapes, you got to know your forms. We're going to cover shapes, a lot of shapes in this particular course. And also we're going to sort of touch upon, say, organic forms in this course as well. And you need to learn flow, gesture, learn to draw forms and perspective, know the basics of light and shadow, know character design principles. That alone, my friends, is going to help you create your own characters and cartoons, trust me. Design principles. You've got to learn those design principles. Of course, you need to learn the art of drawing people, which is like too big of a subject, right? Too big of a subject. Anatomy is one of those things. There's way more stuff to that than just anatomy. Anatomy is very important, but there's more stuff to that as well. So drawing people, environment and prop design, color theory and imaginative drawing, all these things. I'd say, if you just focus on these 10 skills, these things are really huge. You need to dissect them into individual pieces and practice those things one by one. These are the things which I focused on. These are the things which helped me, and these are the things that could help you as well. So the process of learning and drawing is very simple. You don't have to be a master. You don't have to be sort of born with some innate talent to learn drawing. Anyone can draw. Anyone can draw, like that movie Ratatouille, right? It says, right, like Chef Gusteau says, anyone can cook. Anyone can draw. Literally, it's so simple of a skill. To be great at something, that is a completely whole new ball game. That is completely different. I'm not trying to be great. I'm trying to be good at being me. And that's the game that I'm playing. And that's the game that you can play as well. So anyone can draw. Simple as that.